Hey everyone, in front of the camera here I have a GEC blade. This is a number 38, 1 because we have a clip point blade, 1 because we have only one blade, and 17 because this is made in 2017. This one is an exotic Mexican Bocote wood. This is also in Tidute cutlery trim, so nothing fancy on the label itself or on the tube here. But we do get a pin included for the 38 special. This was included in all these single clip point number 38s that were released mid 2017. So it's pretty cool little pin that they included with that. And so here it is. This is the 38 special, which indicates that we have a single blade and it's a clip point blade. And this is in exotic Mexican Bocote wood. Really nice. And let's take a look at the blade itself. So we have a clip point main blade indicated as a number 1 blade in GEC's blade profiles, which is a standard clip point, which is on a muskrat clip. Now, this looks a little bit different from the clip point blade we're used to from a 38 Whittler, which is also indicated as a number 1 standard clip point blade. So as you can see, the clip is a little bit different, the blade profile is different, and of course the blade length is longer on the 38 special because this is a single blade and it does not have to go between the 2 secondary blades on the Whittler. So even though these are both labeled as the same blade as a number 1 standard clip point, they are a little bit different because they are designed a little bit different. So that's next to a 38 Whittler. So nice clip point. This is the only blade on the knife, but we still have that 38 frame. And I got this one because I don't have anything in Bocote wood, and I was really curious to see how it turned out, and I'm really impressed by this. It's a very interesting type of wood because it's got a nice character to it. At first I wasn't so sure about the back of this because it's got a very dark spot in it, but I think it does go to show that when you get these natural materials such as wood or even stuff like camel bone or giraffe bone, you do get variations, and I think it's nice to have that little spot because it does add some character to the knife. So overall, I'm really impressed by that Bocote wood. I'm really glad I got it because it's really nice the way the grain structure is there. Really like the contrast with the lights and the darks in the Bocote. And so we have a standard bar hot dog shield because we have in Tidute trim, bolsters on both ends just like on all the other 38s that they've had. So nothing new if you're familiar with the 38 Whittler or the John Chapman pruning knife or even the Northwoods Willamette Whittler. So this is just the single blade version, which they haven't done. They've done the smallest they've done is a 2-bladed version, kind of like the Willamette Whittler here, where we have, this is in Northwoods knives, but it's built on the 38 frame, but we have a Wharncliffe main and a Penn secondary. Now, these are actually about the same as far as how wide they are in the back because the Willamette Whittler rides on a single spring as well. And it doesn't look like the spring is really any wider than the 38 special. So you actually still have a pretty decent sized spring on the 38 special. Now here is it next to the split back 38 Whittler. It's actually pretty close as well because of the way they did the split back Whittler. But yeah, pretty cool. I like the 38 pattern. That's why I have a Willamette Whittler and also a 38 Grinning Whittler because I really like the 38 pattern. I also have a John Chapman pruning knife. So I think the 38 pattern is a really appealing pattern because it's a nice mid-sized traditional knife, and especially with this single blade, it's actually pretty nice in hand with the sweeping pattern of that kind of dog leg. Yeah, I guess they call it dog leg pattern or serpentine pattern. But I really like the 38 pattern. I think it looks really nice, and I think it works really well with this clip point, especially with just a single clip point. So you're able to have a larger clip point, and because this is the only blade, it actually tucks in there very well. So there's not a lot of the knife exposed when we're close, so it gives it a really nice look. So it carries very well in a pocket slip. You're not able to pinch this open because there's not enough of the blade to grab onto, but you do have a nail nick, so you can still get that open. Let's take a look at the Tang stamps here on the blade. So we have Tidute Cutlery, made in the USA, and then we turn it over. We have GEC, TIW for Titusville Ironworks, and 38 1 1 17. So brass liners, and interesting thing is this has no half stop. Now you look at the 38 Whittler, on the main blade there is no half stop, and on the secondaries there's half stops. And you look on the Willamette Whittler, and there's no half stop on the main blade as well. So basically they retain that feature that there's no half stop on the blade, and since there's no secondary blades, there's no half stops built into those. I don't think there was a half stop built into the... Yeah, there's no half stop built into the secondary blade on the Willamette. But yeah, so there's no half stop on this. So if you are someone who really wants a half stop on your folding traditional knife, this isn't the one for you. But I don't really mind it. I do kind of prefer on some of the other things, especially like the 74s. I think it's really necessary to have that half stop with, especially how much spring tension they have. This one does not have a very hard pull. I'd say, I don't know, maybe like a 6 or so. So there's not a really hard pull weight on this, and with no half stop, that's okay. And so it still works really well. You still get good walk and talk with this. But yeah, it's a little bit different. A little bit different from some of the single blade GECs because yeah, you have no half stop. And yeah, but I think it works out great. And this was available in different handle covers. We had was a red linen micarta, a few different jig bones. What else was there? There was all abalone. That looked really cool. I still haven't picked up one of those, but I've been tempted because it looks pretty neat. And these are still available. I know this one still is. The exotic Bocote wood, and those were around, I believe, $70 something. And even the abalone, I think, was less than $100, which is really cool to have those exotic materials available at such great prices, even for, like, you know, even GECs, because, you know, sometimes they're over $100, especially for the different handle materials or more exotic ones, even like the abalone. But yeah, this is a great value, I'd say, for that. Yeah, $70 something. It's less than 80. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but you can still get these. These are still available through some different knife retailers. Fit and finish is, you know, just expected with GEC. I really don't detect any problems with this. It's finished very nice. I can kind of detect that one pin there. That's a little bit proud. Of course, I can't really tell you if it's proud at the half stop because there's no half stop. But when it's closed, that back spring is nice and flush. And when open, it's nice and flush. Expected through GEC. I don't think that, you would really expect much less. Really, I really like that profile. I think it looks great. Been really tempted to pick up an abalone one, so I don't have an abalone knife in my collection. But yeah, nickel silver bolsters on each end. Just a great knife. I mean, a lot of GECs are, but I was really impressed by this. And early pictures of the Bocote wood, I wasn't so sure. I didn't know how they'd turn out in person, because of course when you see pictures online, especially some of the GEC production pictures, they can kind of throw you off. But when I got this in person and saw just the richness of that Bocote, I was hooked. And this has gotten a decent amount of pocket time. Try to put it in my rotation pretty frequently, just because, well, it's also new. But take a look there. Stop or back spring termination is very nice, and that blade comes pretty close to that back spring there, which is the advantage of having a single bladed 38, is you can use that whole space to make a longer blade. But I mean, look at that. Like you compare it to a 38 Whittler, and of course, because you have different knives or the different blades in the configuration, you have a lot more sticking out there. And even with the Willamette Whittler, well, you have a lot more because you have that Warncliffe blade. But because you have this single clip point, this actually becomes a very nice slimline package. Just to give you a reference in case it matters, let's see how much this 38 special weighs. And the Bocote wood, 2.01 ounces. And these traditionals are always really light. But yeah, there it is, a 38 special by GEC and exotic Mexican Bocote wood with that really nice clip point blade. Wasn't sure how I was going to like it at first, but this is a great one. So definitely check it out if you're interested in these 38 specials. They still have a good amount available through different retailers. As always, comment or like this video and subscribe for more videos. And thanks for watching.